So I've been getting a lot of people who have been asking just on what it all takes to build something like this, or just what parts I have in my car. So I thought I'd just make a quick video on my Sidewinder R18. I will admit I was on a budget. Some things have been getting upgraded, but for now we still have some cheap parts. Like this is an Amazon wastegate. This is definitely on the list to upgrade. I don't trust it, but it's been working pretty well. I've got an eBay turbo as well. It's maxpeeding rods. I've already blown one up, so they're not the greatest, but you know what? It does the job. It builds boost. Not only that, we got a cheap blow-off valve. Honestly, I liked it better without the blow-off valve. It made cool fluttering noises. It still does, but not as much. The intercooler piping and the and the intercooler itself is actually just eBay stuff. It's an eBay intercooler with an eBay universal piping kit, and you just cut it up, make it work. This pipe actually goes just under that rad hose right there. I built this whole kit myself. This is a Sidewinder. To my knowledge, there are not many out there. I know there's one YouTuber, Zhao's Garage, I believe it is. Don't forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. Love the dude. He's awesome. But yeah, so I built mine. Just comes straight out over that rad hose and straight to the turbo. Built a little heat shield here for my ECU. I did have to relocate the battery to the trunk, which was actually surprisingly pretty easy. It was just some 2-gauge welding wire. You put a circuit breaker and you're good to go. Building this downpipe was a whole different story. That was a pain. There's not a lot of room. I can't really show you, but there's not a lot of room there. And had to tuck all the wires up with heat wrap too. Not only that, I heat wrapped the downpipe and the manifold and everything. Try and keep temps down. Yeah. As for the motor, that's my built one. This one is stock motor. It has roughly over 200,000 kilometers on it. That's all I know about it. And somehow still has perfect compression. I drove it an entire summer on 17 pounds of boost, which is astonishing. This should not be able to handle it, but it does. Blocked off the EGR. We had the fuel rail. I can't really show you guys, but yeah, you can't really see it. But there's two -6 AN bungs welded to a stock fuel rail, and then we blocked off the stock port. So there is a feed and a return. All vibrant fittings, vibrant lines for oil and fuel. I have an AEM fuel pressure regulator back there. We have 1000cc FIC injectors. The fuel pump, that is a Deatschwerks 400, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And I've been getting a lot of people who ask, yeah, everything's just roughly in place here, but who have been asking, forgive me, about how I did my oil feed. That's fiberglass. Probably shouldn't have done that. Or no, that's titanium. I just tapped into my oil pressure sensor right there. And it's an Amazon little T. I don't know how much you can see there. So there's just that little T fitting in there. And my line, I still have my sensor teed into that T, but then it just feeds in. Then we got a -10 that goes down, and there's a bung welded to my oil pan. So that's pretty much it in the engine bay, I believe. We have a Grimm speed manual boost controller, nothing fancy. As for that, we obviously we need some way to tune it, so I have Hondata in this thing. Hondata is great, actually. I've been thinking of getting a Fuel Tech or some ECU for this thing, and we got a boost gauge there, steering wheel, and your normal bells and whistles. Show you the battery as well. Forgive my messy trunk. We got the battery in the back. I built a custom bracket for it. Got the fuse in there. So honestly, it's a pretty solid build. The exhaust, that is a full custom thing that I also did. I'm not satisfied with the results. It does hang pretty low in one spot down there, but I just bought a 3-inch pipe. It's 3-inch from the turbo back. And that is actually a used WRX exhaust that I bought. And I just welded it all up, made it work. There's just the muffler and a resonator. So the car is actually, it's pretty tamed, I'd say. It's not too loud, and I like it the way it is, to be honest. But yeah, so that's my turbo build. If there's anything you want me to go more in depth on, I'd be more than happy to do so. But I believe that covers pretty much all the bases. I could go way more into depth on that motor, but I'm actually having a bit of issues putting that together right now, for another day. But yeah, so that's my Sidewinder turbo R18.